Hey everybody, welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, a lovely, lovely visual novel. We are currently still in the elementary stages of Akito's childhood. We are doing a little flashback before I guess we do a flash forward. There are three stages as far as I noticed: the elementary stage, the middle school stage, and then the current high school stage. Nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into Akito Come Back Home. I'm home! Glancing at me from the living room, my granddad turned off the TV, retreated to his bedroom. I lived here alone with granddad for a month. Barely even spoke to the moody, quiet old fart. Sometimes I wondered he was just ignoring me, but honestly didn't know. There's some yoka and sweet bean jelly desserts on the table. Give me a sec here. Had to check something real quick. Sorry about that. My bad. Guess that means I can eat some. I made myself some tea and set my notebook out the table to do my homework. We had arithmetic today. Math, I think. As someone who still hadn't totally settled into the class, I didn't want to be saddled with the title of bad student too. So I tried to concentrate on the problems, but... Yep, she comes back to his mind. He probably feels bad making her cry like that. What was she crying about? Didn't mean to say anything to make her cry. Her eyes just reminded me of this beautiful twin stars I saw with my father long ago. I was totally confused as to how it happened, but I still felt guilty for making the girl cry. She wasn't the only one who had been hurt. Such an important memory being taken as an insult hurt me too. I'll apologize tomorrow. She didn't have to forgive me. Just wanted her to know that I didn't mean anything by it. Well, somehow made her cry. Not 100% sure what. I'm guessing comments about her eyes, she may be sensitive to them. Maybe she was made fun of for having different eyes. Next day, the new girl came to school. She wasn't wearing her sunglasses today. She sat in the back of the window, by the window, staring at the scenery, her face tilted down. Give me a sec, the background volume is a little bit too loud there. Oh boy. Let me turn it down a little bit. And this again, turn it up a little bit. So the music doesn't fade out too much whenever they are talking and stuff. Erin kept stealing glances her way. People already starting rumors about her? Oh my god. That is mean. Continuing to steal looks, the girls gathered in closer and lowered their voices as they spread the rumors. Crow's mother had originally come from this village, but she ran away. Later, after her divorce, she came back home in tears. At least, that's what they said. Huh? Spread the cruel gossip in low voices, but Sai surely heard them. I mean, I could hear them just fine. But she just stared out the window, her face composed, pretend not to hear them. Doesn't mean you can start rumors just because your mom said about it. Hikari is an open book, isn't she? Now that Hikari had settled the matter of the gossip girls, took the chance to go up to Sai's desk. Sai caught my reflection in the window glass and jumped a bit, and slowly turned to me. I'm sorry about yesterday. I'm sorry that I said something to make you cry. But I didn't mean anything bad by it. It's just your eyes. It's sensitive about her eyes, I knew it. The second I started talking about her multicolored eyes, her cheeks flushed and she jumped up. And she pushed me out the way and ran out the room. Hey, wait! Takechi and his gang saw this from the other side of the room. Their faces started to darken with anger. Crap. Left the room and started after her. Ooh, okay, so clearly she's sensitive about the eyes. Oh boy.
ここにいたんだ。
She's so soft-spoken I can hardly hear her. Maybe I should maybe I should turn her up particularly. Can I turn up just her? Okay, I can. Good. Yeah, let's go ahead and max her just in case. There we go, that should be good. And turn up the white. Her particular. There we go. Perfect. There we go. I'm glad that we can like go through each character and turn them up and down as necessary. Depends on how loud they are. She's still really quiet. No, he didn't. I think she's talking about Akito. I don't think he did. No? Unless he did?
Godzilla vs アルビレオとかありそう。でも違うよ。怪獣なんかじゃない。もっと素敵なもの。素敵なもの？ご覧なさい。あれが名高いアルビレオの観測所です。窓の外のまるで花火でいっぱいのような天の川の真ん中に黒い大きな建物が4棟ばかり立って、
Is she describing the place?
目も覚めるようなサファイアとトパーズの大きな2つの透き通った玉が輪になって静かにくるくると回っていました。
She's explaining about the constellation, okay. Or maybe the lore behind it? Oh, let me check on that. Beyond the window in the Milky Way's firework display brilliance stood 4 black boxy buildings. On the roof of one brilliant to the eye. What to read? Oh, okay, she is explaining the constellation, okay.
銀河鉄道の夜だよ。知らない？名前しか。アルビレオは白鳥区にある天の川の流速を測る機械なの。私の目、機械なの？違う。本当のアルビレオは星なんだ。青とオレンジの双子の星。図鑑で見たことあるけど、すっごく綺麗だった。
Must have been from a book that actually is out there, right? Maybe?
天の川さんの瞳によく似てる。よくわかんない。そっか。そうだよね。
It'd be a little bit easier. God, the background music is still a little bit loud there. I'll make it so that this doesn't fade out too much and actually turn on background music entirely in general. There we go. And sound effects. There we go. Still trying to get the audio levels. I'm so sorry. But I think the best way to explain it is they had the telescope fixed, and then the architect shows it to Saya, and then he can get to see constellations, and they all become friends and start looking stars together. This is a pre-touch to show how they all met and stuff.
でも怪獣じゃないから。今度貸してあげる。銀河鉄道の夜。すごく面白いからおすすめだよ。
Not of the Galactic Road. I wonder if that's an actual book though.
さあ戻ろう。朝の会始まっちゃう。
When they left, I came out of my hiding place. When I caught up with Saya, she and Hikari were already talking, so I hid. A monster. Couldn't believe that was the misunderstanding. Thanks to Hikari, I knew why she'd been crying now. Felt a little better. Uh-oh. First bell rang. Her back to class. Is this still the past? Or okay, this must be still the past. I washed the dishes after a quiet dinner with no conversation. Granddad could only cook simple dishes. I think the neighbor felt bad for the granddad living alone, so they often brought over stews and leftovers. This made up the majority of our dinners, along with ready-made side dishes from the supermarket. Granddad left the room to take his bath. After finishing the dishes, I settled down in the corner of my room to read a book. Except, I wasn't really comprehending anything the book said. Shut the book with an agitated sigh, then reached for the cylindrical case that lay nearby. Opening the zipper, I took up my telescope. After a bit of fiddling, I opened the rear window just a crack and pointed at the night sky. Everything was blurry, couldn't even see the stars. If only this telescope wasn't broken, then I would be able to show her Alberea. Dad had shown me that beautiful double star only once when I was younger. Even though I hadn't touched anything, the image blurred even more. Everything blurred so badly that I couldn't tell what I was even looking at anymore. That's when I realized that I was crying. Oh. Something happened to the dad, didn't it? Dad maybe passed away or something. That's why he lives with the granddad. Where's the mom at as well? Still not sure what's going on family-wise for Akito there. I put the telescope in my lap as I wiped away my tears. What the heck am I crying for anyway? Didn't understand it. Was it because I remembered Dad? Mountain climbing was Dad's hobby. Sometimes he would even bring me along. Mom would usually scowl and say it was dangerous. I always felt like it was more work than play, so I never enjoyed going. Time we saw Alberea, who was spending the night on a mountaintop somewhere. Dad's friend, who had come along, brought out his telescope and had shown them to me. 2 stars, nestled together, glowing orange and blue. Light coming from those 2 stars was the first I seen throughout the telescope, and though it was simple, I was drawn in by the mysterious allure. I wonder if that's an actual thing, by the way. Let me check on that. This is a magnified picture and everything, but apparently this is a legitimate thing. Alberea is, from far away, looks like 1 star, but using a ×30 magnifier, you can actually see that it's 2 separate stars. One glowing like amber yellow or orange, one glowing blue. That is actually really interesting. Really interesting. I looked at it a little bit, and apparently we can't typically see lights of stars or specific light or color for stars, typically because they're so far away. You have to use magnification in order to see the actual color behind it. Because from far away, they're really just bright. We just see the actual light. We can't see the color or the hue. That's interesting, though. That's really interesting. Damn. Okay. Alright, that's kind of cool. That's pretty awesome, actually. Interesting. Learning new things. This is legitimate. They've done their research well. Staring at the light from those stars dancing in darkness, being transfixed, and without thinking, I said, "Dad, I really want a telescope."
Christmas present, 何がいい?
Oh.
プレゼントならもう決まってるよ。なあ、アキト。
I did.
天体望遠鏡さ。
あら、そうなの?
Mom looked at me with surprise. Yeah, it was true. I did say that I wanted a telescope, but I had no idea what came over me at the time. Sure, I just got caught up in a moment while camping on a mountaintop. Honestly, I really wanted a new game, but it seemed Dad had already made up his mind.
天体望遠鏡を買って、父さんと一緒に冬休みの自由研究やろうな。
Sure, sounds fun. So you never really thought of stars as something. I guess you just got caught in a moment there. Yeah. We'd come down from the mountains and returned to our everyday lives. Forgot all about the elation I felt that night, and upon remembering it, wondered how I ever thought stars were interesting at all. But didn't want to disappoint Dad, so never said anything. In the end, they got me the telescope. Suddenly someone was banging on my front door as if they were a drum. Oh, what the? That voice. Hikari? I wiped my tears away in panic. You could ring the bell, you know? New granddad house is old, but it did have a doorbell. Did you need something? Honestly, I felt like we could use a company, so I was glad somebody come to visit. Didn't want her to know that though, so I put up a gruff front, so she wouldn't see through
意
me.
地悪しないで見せてよ。望遠鏡。
What? What was she talking about?
本当は壊れてなんかないくせに嘘ついたって分かってるんだからね。
But I wasn't lying. Even you saw that. Telescope was broken. My voice trailed off as I didn't want to admit that back myself. As it did, Hikari gave me a puzzled look.
本当に意地悪で言ったんじゃないの？
I'm being totally serious. Hikari searched my eyes, for any hint that I might be lying.
貸して。
I immediately handed over the broken telescope to her. She then proceeded to painstakingly look over it. After fiddling around with it for a while, Hikari grinned from ear to
こ
ear.
れ壊れてないよ。
But the image all blurry and upside down.
先生が言ってた。普通の望遠鏡と違って天体望遠鏡は逆さまに見えるんだって。
Huh? You kidding me? Why would it show up images upside down?
それでね、ぼやけるのは持ってて。
It's probably out of focus, isn't it? Hikari handed me back the telescope and started to unfold a pipe-shaped package at her feet. Tripod? Where'd you get that?
早乙女先生が貸してくれた。
Hikari told me triumphantly as she continued to set up the tripod. And yet,
そう。あれ？これどうなってんだ？
she was really excited, but because it was dark, she was fumbling around a bit. Let me see. Gave her my telescope again as I tried to set up the tripod instead. This telescope had come with a tripod when we brought it, so I sort of knew what I was doing. What are you gonna do with this?
ね、ここのネジに望遠鏡を。
It's so dark to see well. Can you make me the flashlight by the doorway? With Hikari holding light, and after a lot of fiddling around, I finally managed to mount the telescope onto the tripod. We did it!
天体望遠鏡。
Oh, that's a really complex looking tripod, holy hell. Oh my god. But I do like the graphics. Reminds me of the same type of like, I guess this gotta be like, this probably was like 3D modeled or something, right? I don't think this was drawn in. It reminds me of the same kind of like, I guess style and sheen and I guess graphics that they use for the gliders in If My Heart Had Wings. Except with a little bit of a logo on the side, that's kinda cool. Mounted properly in its tripod with a single lens pointing toward the night sky, it certainly seemed quite impressive. Alright, so now what do we do with it? I asked her as an awkward thought crossed my mind. It was embarrassing that, even though the telescope belonged to me, I didn't know how to use it without someone else's help.
ね。
Hikari picked up the whole telescope, assembled, and moved it to a more spacious part of the yard. Then using a lever situated between the telescope and the tripod, she aimed the lens somewhere up into the night sky. She dialed the nearby knob while peering into the telescope.
おお。ああ、はいはい。
Hikari was muttering to herself empathetically. So, are you able to see anything? I mean, I doubt they both have experience, but the telescope shouldn't be that difficult to figure out, I would think, right? Or is it ultimately broken, like I thought?
あ、見えた。
Found what?
うわあ、見える。すげえ。
Seriously, what is it? What do you see?
うおー。すっごい。うわ
She's not telling on purpose, is she? Either that or she is enamored by whatever she found. A smart telescope, you know? Without thinking, totally went and said it.
ー、しょうがないな。
With a deliberately exaggerated motion, Hikari looked up from the telescope, spinning the dial as she did so.
はい。
Despite really wanting to jump in and take a peek, my pride got in the way, so I slowly sauntered over.
早く見なよ。
Don't rush me. Stifling my eagerness, I peered into the telescope. Just like before, the image I saw throughout the telescope was blurry. Were my eyes just bad? No, that couldn't be it. My vision was 2015 at my last eye exam. So if that's the case, maybe I was doing it wrong? Like maybe there's a trick to looking through it?
見える？
Yeah.
嘘ばっか。 ぼやっとしか見えてないくせに。
Oh yeah, didn't she like dial the one of the dials back or something before she got off from the telescope? How did she know? You did something, didn't you?
にひひ。
She giggled with a guilty
こ
expression.
こを回すの。
Which one?
ここだよ。
You could guide my hand with hers to where the dial was located.
ここをね、ゆっくり回すの。
Right.
どうしたの？
It's nothing. It'd be embarrassing if she found out my heart skipped a beat when our hands touched, so played it off. Okay, alright. So, like this?
そうそう。
That's pretty adorable though. The Vicken. I wonder if that's also a pun to another common brand or something. Must be, right? Just as she said, as I turned the dial, the fuzzy images within the telescope began to slowly
だん
change.
だんピントが合ってくるから。どう？
Yeah,
ああ、じゃわかんないよ。どうなの？見えた？
I can see it. I answered her quietly, my voice shaking as my breath hitched. Hey, so is this? Like waking from a dream, the haze lifted from the image, revealing an otherworldly landscape so different from Earth. Is this the moon? I could see a clear image of the distinct hills and valleys created by the crater.
そうだよ。だって望遠鏡はお月様に向いてるもん。
Still, it didn't look like at all like that, like the moon that I knew. What I saw wasn't at all like the glowing yellow disk I usually looked up to at night sky. Looking at the bumps and valleys of the waning moon, they were so stark against the surface. Felt as if I were looking at the exact same soil that I was currently standing on. On the other side of the vast separation of space, there was soil. Never knew the moon was so uneven. Always had thought of it like a really big version of a light bulb. It's not as if I hadn't known there was soil on the moon. It was hard to compare the image of the moon that I see on TV or in books to the sphere we see glowing in the night sky. There were rocks on the moon, mountains, basins, and surfaces that reflect light and make shadows. The delineation between the darkened surface and the surface illuminated by the sun was exceptionally vivid.
早乙女先生が言ってた。月を見るなら今夜あたりが見頃だろうって。満月よりもちょっと欠けてる方が影ができていいんだって。どうしたの？
Is he crying again? I think he is. He asked me, a little impatience showing in her voice. I was when I noticed it. My vision had gone blurry again. This time, it wasn't because the telescope was broken, or that I couldn't get into focus. Because I was crying.
なんで泣いてるの？
Must have been something that happened with the dad, right? Despite being caught off guard, Higiri was concerned. Tears poured down my face. All thoughts of being embarrassed about crying long forgotten. I was supposed to see with Dad. Oh, yep, hit nail on hammer. Hammer and nail, you know what I mean. Dad and I were gonna do an observation project together. Gonna use this telescope and... Sobbing, I started talking about things I'd never told anyone before. I actually wanted something else, but Dad really wanted me to see the stars and put up with it, but in the end, we didn't get to see them because both Dad and Mom died before we could go, and Mom as well. Come on, aw, dude. Now I'm stuck with old Granddad, pissed off at him for no reason. Like my tears, I couldn't stop rambling. Feelings that I had hidden deep in my heart were welling up and pouring out along with my tears. Damn. I lost both Mom and Dad in an accident. I was taken in and let go of so many family relatives over and over again until I was finally brought to my retired granddad's house. Everyone ignored how I felt about it all. Throughout those tumultuous times, I lost a great deal of things. One by one, they were lost. Important things, not so important things. Baseball glove that Dad had brought me. Scarf that Mom had knitted for me. Clothes and shoes that I'd outgrown. The water canteen and backpack I'd used when we hiked up a mountain. Free baseball cap. bicycle, family photo album. Every lost item lost, I also lost a memory. With each memory lost, my heart broke that much more. Whether it was fun or sad or happy or angry, it's like I was just waiting for the future. Whether tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, or just any time I could look forward to. One by one, I lost every fragment that made up who I was. Everything's just gone. It's like having a pocket with a hole in it, and as you continue walking, you end up dropping more and more things out of it. There's just one thing that I've got left. I raised my hand to the telescope as I said that. Though I may have lost the tripod that we brought with it, I still had this telescope with me. It was a proof I needed. It was a single piece of evidence that tied the present me. I lost almost everything with me that I had lived happily with both of its parents. Sometimes I feel like everything just happened at the time was just all illusion of the dream. Sorry, getting a little flustered here. When I get like that, this telescope reminds me that it was all real. It all happened. The good times I spent with mom and dad really did happen. That's why I can't lose this. Brought it to school with me every day because of that reason. Felt uneasy if it wasn't with me, even though I didn't even know how to use it. She said it so apologetically. I'm sure she regrets pestering me so badly to see it. I shook my head to reassure her it was okay. Honestly, it was real painful. Even though I say it's proof of my memories, really hadn't made me with it at all. The only reason I treasured this telescope was because it just happened to be the only thing that I managed to keep. That was it. I had no choice but to hold on to it, but I convinced myself that it was something important. Is there even anything in there? Isn't this just some plain old empty tube? So painful to have that doubt lingering in the corner of my mind. I gripped my shirt above my heart, scrunching the fabric in my grasp as I recalled the pain. I guess that wasn't the case, huh? I'm just an empty tube. The moment I realized that fact, I was overwhelmed with tears.
空っぽなんかじゃないよ。それどころかすごいものだったよ。覗くだけで月にまで手が届きそうなくらい。
As she excitedly told me that, he could have spread her arms wide towards the night sky. Couldn't help but chuckle at seeing her enthusiasm. Drying my tears, I looked into the telescope again. It really did seem like I could reach out and touch the moon. I'm sure this is what Dad had wanted to show me. Vast and beautiful world, full of drama and mystique stretched out before me. It was there, at the opposite end of this last remaining piece of hope, my telescope. Now, knowing the true meaning, I was able to make the connection. The connection between me, who had only known happiness, and the current me. Thanks, Hikari.
私がやりたいからやっただけ。だから、君に感謝されることじゃない。
After saying that with a dismissive look on her face, Hikari laughed jokingly.
なんてね。
Couldn't help but laugh. That was the exact same thing I had said to her the first day I transferred in. Sorry for being such a jerk before. Never made any friends because I was always transferring schools.
それも昨日までの話だね。
What do you mean?
だってもういるじゃん、友達。
Damn. Poor kid. Now I see why he didn't want to make friends. Now I see why he was so gloomy, because he didn't. At this point, his expectations were low for wherever he would go next. He was probably expecting himself to be passed on to another family relative or something. Damn. And now he finally has a friend. Finally. Oh, that's good. Couldn't help but laugh again. The sight of her self-confident expression was too amusing. It had really been a long time since I last laughed like this. Such an interesting thing. I cried and openly talked about such personal things, but now I was here, laughing genuinely to her. Didn't think that was possible to expose my feelings like this to anyone. Thought I built a strong shell to protect myself from loneliness. Spent years hardening this protective shell, yet it was so quickly breached and broken. Stargazing brings out the kinder side in people. If only everyone could feel that small bit of light from deep in space, surely the world would be a more peaceful place. I want you to remember that faint light. Grow up to be a kind person who sees that light that others cannot. Spoke aloud the words that floated out from the depths of my memory. Probably what his dad said, isn't it? That's what my father said to me when he brought me the telescope. Damn. The feels, dude. That shining light might have been you, Hikari. It's also kind of, I guess ironic and symbolic, because I'm pretty sure Hikari, her name Hikari, also means light. Hikari was taken aback and blushed profusely. Hikari hung her head after her expression of disbelief faded. Yeah, well, it was something my dad had told me. Not sure whether it's true or not. Seemed that Hikari completely believed that my dad had said, and was looking at me with a reverent gaze. Couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed and flattered. Dad also told me, don't fear the darkness, because though the night is dark, the stars shine dazzlingly bright. That one is a little more confusing, and I'm not sure what he means. Hikari nodded in agreement. Philosophical. What is it? That's right. My telescope wasn't broken. With an excited expression, Hikari once again looked into the telescope. What's wrong? Hmm? Even though we had moved the telescope, the moon had somehow disappeared. You're right. Maybe it's because the moon moved? At first, Hikari looked at me inquisitively, but then it seemed as if she had quickly realized something. Even though it was something so obvious, she had said it as if it were a huge discovery. Up until now, I'd never really been aware that the moon was actually moving. Looking up at it normally, it seems to be still. But look at it with a telescope, we can tell it's moving little by little. Yeah. It was like we had seen the hidden side of the world, and we nodded together in astounding agreement. That night, the two of us had actually confirmed one of the mysteries of space. We had witnessed with our own eyes the reality that the moon was in constant motion. That night, two of us stayed up late while stargazing with my telescope. All the while, felt the thrill of being accomplices in uncovering the secrets of the night. That's cute. So that's how him and Hikari got close then. Oh, flashing forward a little bit.